I'm live. I'm live on Thrive Thursday. How is everybody? Pulling up the old pages just to make sure. I am indeed LIVE on this here Thursday evening. How you folks doing? Yeah, there it is. It's live. It's live. Damn it, I forgot to take that thing off again. Let me get rid of that. It's that comment about stars. Hey, if you're here, put a little comment. If you're coming to us from what platform you're on, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, let us know where you are. I still have these coasters on my desk. If you guys can see that. Can you see that? The 226th Annual Marine Corps Birthday Ball, Honolulu, Hawaii. It's the first time I met my father-in-law. It was the first time. I think it was. Maybe not. I think it was. What's up, Bebop? Susan? How's everybody doing? Kayla? So my hair was about as long as it was here, maybe a little longer, and I had chops because I had just finished Jane Eyre. Hey, Cassie. And it was the 226th Marine Corps birthday ball in Honolulu. And I'm like this. And I'm sitting with all these generals. My father-in-law was a lieutenant general in the Marine Corps. Pretty powerful, awesome dude. And admirals and generals and my future mother-in-law and Jim Neighbors. Check out the Tamaqua Area Drama Club's promo video. We're doing a Tale of Two Cities, and Jill tagged you, but I don't know if you saw it. Denny, do you mean, if dreams came true, I might have been a better man? That one? Evan, how are you? I did see it, if that's the one. I did. I think I even liked it. I'm not sure. That's awesome. You guys are doing that. Like, that's awesome. If there's a link that you can put here, add that. Oh, awesome. Sweet. Oh man, I had some swag. I literally had swag that nobody had seen from the production in Korea that I directed. I should send it to you. That is awesome. Have you started yet? Look at this great conversation. Denny, have you started performances yet, or are you in rehearsal? Let me know. Drink a little bit of water. That is awesome. You should be singing it. Why am I up there? You should be singing the music. We've had a pretty awesome few weeks with activities. Obviously, Broadway Our Way was a smashing success. We're talking to various people about where to go next. And the future is bright with that. Had a great conversation with a buddy, Neil Berg, last night. He's touring. He's got the 12 is happening at good speed, which you guys need to go to see. I'm going to try to get up to see the opening in September. I think it's September 8th. John Doyle directing. Robert Schenken wrote the book. Neil Berg music. Had a great convo with him. I'm going to be singing with him on next Monday night, at an event down south somewhere. And I'm going to be at another event next weekend with my buddies Ken Walls and Craig Duswalt called the Turn It Up event. It's a pretty exclusive mastermind. Tim Story is speaking, my coach, Tim Story. Gloria Mayfield Banks is speaking. I am speaking. Nick Lowry is speaking, who is the all-time leading scorer for the Kansas City Chiefs. Pretty cool. And Ken and Craig are speaking. It's a pretty cool thing. So you'll probably be seeing a lot of social media from that. That's going to be starting, I think it's next Wednesday. I'll be doing a impromptu, well, not impromptu. I know I'm doing it. I'm doing a very exclusive concert there, and then talking about communication and story and building and some really cool stuff. So how are you guys doing? You need to put some things in here. Put some questions in there. I want to talk to you guys, so it's not just a one-way flow. Give me some skin Going back to Edinburgh this summer. Edinburgh. Just instead of 3 weeks, we're going for 10 days. Same show. Good enough. Ted's good enough. Ted McGrath. Which will be fun. Lots of stuff happening. So, Denny, I want to hear more about this Tale of Two Cities. Everybody's quiet. Am I like, what happened? Are you guys commenting on the other platforms, or is it just sort of? Oh, there it is. Doing lots of school stuff. That's weird. The StreamYard is not allowing me to see the comments for some reason. All right. Doing a lot of school stuff. That's good. How much more do you have? Denny said, so I've been doing performances for our high school since the 5th grade, been leads in all my shows. We put on very successful shows. Our director and cast is amazing. Send me that thing if you find it. I'll send you on Messenger the link on here if you want. Well, I can't send it to you because it's one of a kind. I was going to show you. And then see if I can get another one. It's a pen, piece of swag that was created in Korea that has a box that says A Tale of Two Cities on it and in Korean. And then it's a pen that's emblazoned with the logo. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. It's so weird. It's so weird. I can't. Oh, there they go. Now they've populated. There, the things on the sides, the comments on the sides have not been populating. And now they've populated. Have you guys seen Nate Bargatze? I love him. His show. I watched his show on the whatever that thing is that hangs on your wall. In my day, they didn't hang on the wall. They were giant boxes, and they were black and white, and you had to turn a thing. Oh, they're called televisions. That's right. Flat screens. So I watched his show. You know why I like him? Because there's no BS. There's no like negativity. It's really just good. It's about being good. It's funny, right? It's funny stuff. So I love his stuff. I think he's very funny. So you should check that out. I've also been addicted to golf. I used to play a lot of golf. And then I ended up in 2004 going to New York. Oh, wait, 2001. Actually, Peter Felicia interviewed me. Who are my favorite Broadway performers right now? Beep Bop. What is your name? Beep Bop? Beep Bop, Beep Bop, Bop, Bop. I love that. That's your handle. Let me talk about this one real quick, and then I'll go back into that. So Peter Felicia interviewed me when I was doing Jane Eyre, and he said, where do you want to do it? And I was so into golf at the time that we did it at Chelsea Piers. And I was like, come on, golf with me. He's like, I'm not golfing with you. But I love it. And then I stopped just because when you're in New York and doing a Broadway show, it's really hard to Hannah. Okay, great. It's really hard to get out and get on the course, because I'm exhausted and golf takes a while. So that's that. But I love golf, and I started watching this thing called Full Swing. I think it's on Netflix. Pretty cool thing. And I'm addicted to it. So who are my favorite Broadway performers right now? Well, I haven't seen Nadine. Hi, how are you? Pickleball. Oh my God. I haven't seen a lot of stuff recently because I've been so crazy busy and I'm not in New York. And when I'm in New York, I'm usually doing my own show and I don't have time. I can tell you I wouldn't say that I have a favorites. Jeremy Jordan. I love Jeremy. I wouldn't say they have favorite. Look, they're friends. A lot of them are friends. So how do you say, oh, this guy's my favorite or this girl's my favorite? I think each one of them has something that's massively unique. Like I've known Patrick Page for years, like years and years and years and years. Right. And I've known his wife before I knew Patrick. In fact, they met doing Beauty and the Beast on tour. So I think Patrick is brilliant. I always have thought he's brilliant. We did Beauty together, but then when you take his ability as an actor and his acumen with Shakespeare, it's just incredible. So I love Patrick. Um, Gosh, man, like Sinise, when Sinise was doing Cuckoo's Nest. I mean, I'm going back, right? So like these are the people I admire. These are the people that I think are great in terms of, for me, who inspire me. Um, old school, old school Broadway folk, because I've been around a while. Um, yeah, I love Jeremy. Who are yours? Who are your favorite people? Who do you guys like on Broadway? Since I have been uh, out of the loop a little bit, put that in there. I am checking something real quick to see if I have it correct. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Tell me who your favorite performers are. I'm going to go back to the other page to see if you guys have putting your comments there. How long is your run, Denny, of A Tale of Two Cities? And where is your where's your show? Like, I don't even know what city it's in. Denny says, dude, why didn't they let you do the cast recording for Phantom? Michael Crawford does this. Oh, look, thanks. Well, number one, it's 35 years old. So I would have been not doing the Phantom at that point. And a very different time, Michael is Michael. He's the icon. So, I don't know. That's why. Max Von Essen, Aaron Lazar. Aaron's from my hometown, Cherry Hill. He's my boy. We're from the same hometown. Josh is certainly. Here's the thing. Like, I did Sondheim's 75th birthday with Josh at the Hollywood Bowl. It was a pretty incredible event. And I remember talking to him there, and amazing guy, really awesome dude. And, he hadn't done Broadway. And I remember like hearing him, I knew who he was, obviously, and I knew his voice. And I was like, why aren't you doing Broadway? And they didn't see him, or whoever they were, didn't see him as the Broadway guy at the time, because, he was this, this recording artist. And I think he was represented by Sony, or he was working with, I can't remember what label had him. I don't know all of that stuff. But there was an indication, like it was like a hard sell, like it was hard for him to hard to him to break into the theater thing. But I was like, it's a no-brainer to me. So I didn't see Beauty and the Beast. Did you guys see the Beauty and the Beast? I don't have any time. Max, I love Max. I've known, these are all guys I've known for a very long time. Max is incredible. Another salt of the earth kind of person. Then he says, I saw you a while you were in Les Mis. Oh, so are you in California? I love Les Mis. I never thought I always thought that I'd either play Javert, or like the first time I saw the show, I was like, Enjolras, that's my role. Right. And then I don't know. I just never ended up doing the play there in New York. They saw me for it multiple times, and there was a time when the show was closing, the first time that they were asking for people to come back. I think it was me and Kudish, a few other people and I was like, you know what, it's closing. They're probably going to bring back Terry anyway, which they did. And then I got asked to play Valjean. And I think primarily it was because Hugh had done the movie, right? So it sort of changed the mold a little bit, so somebody of my stature meaning height, could play that role, because normally he's described as a smaller person, but just incredibly strong. So anyway, great performance. Oh, you're from Pennsylvania. Sweet. All right. And is that where the theater is? Where you're doing A Tale of Two Cities? If dreams. What's your favorite song? Let me ask you that. What is your favorite song? Oh, okay, cool. What is your favorite song in A Tale of Two Cities, Denny? This is the question. The questione. One of my business partners is calling me, and I'm on a live stream. So I'm going to text him that I'm calling him back. Call you. Cool. All right. Well, I always say I'm going to circle back around with these Thrive Thursdays, and I haven't consistently. It's because I'm crazy busy. Look, this is how busy I am. I haven't even had time to cut my hair. What do you think? It's like a mop. It's like a mop. I should put it in a ponytail. Be like the Russell Brand. Yeah. Reflection. Ha 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 ha. You know why, Linda. Denny, you got to tell me. You got to share some. You got to share some Sydney Carton gold here, so we can share it. I love that show. It's an amazing role. It's an amazing journey. It's Reflection is amazing. You should sing it. It would mean a lot. Well, hang on a minute. Let's see. Let me check one thing here. I'm checking. See. Can you guys hear this? Can you guys hear this? But you're consistent. Why should you treat the man like that? That's from the recording, obviously. I Can't Recall is good, but got old. Why? Now, here we go. I'm going to dig to this with you. Why did it get old? It's the reason I did the show, by the way, Reflection. It's the first song I heard. I didn't even read the script. You were an ass again, but you're consistent. Think about these words. Why did you treat the man like that just because he's better than you? He can't help it. Apparently, it doesn't take a lot to be better than you. Talk about self-abasement. I mean, self-abasement, like self-abnegation. He doesn't think he's worthy of himself, right? How many of us have felt that in our lives? But it's absolutely untrue, right? You are certainly worthy. I can't recall. Here's the thing about I can't recall. I can't recall is how all occasions do inform against me. It was that moment of reflection where he goes, what am I doing? What am I doing? And the line is not just you were an ass. He says, you were an ass again. So it tells you what kind of man he thinks he's been, right? It is that realization of something. This is what I love about Dickens, is that Carton absolutely sees what he does, but he cannot break out of that cycle. It's something we all do, we all look at that and we go, wait a minute, why am I doing that again? Why am I doing it again? Why am I doing that again? And we can't really get we can, but it's that repetition of the cycle of action that we can't seem to break out of. And if there are things in our lives, this is me on my Thrive Thursday, if there are things in our lives that we don't like, we can absolutely 100% change them. We can absolutely 100% get and break that cycle of action. I can't recall a night so clear, right? He's seeing the sky for the first time. Yeah, interesting, Denny. Drunken, depressed, and desperate for Lucy's love, but he knows he can't get her because she's too good for him. I would take it this way. He knows he can't get her because he's not good enough for her. He has put himself, it is why I believe Carton has this laissez-faire, this throw off of of his comments, right? is because he doesn't feel he himself is good enough for anything. Why should you treat the man like that just because he's better than you? He can't help it. Apparently, it doesn't take a lot to be better than you. He's looking at himself in the mirror. It's not even about other people. You know what I mean? He's lost. He's given up. He's given himself into alcohol, which is that going into the apathy world. Why do anything? And I think through Lucy, he becomes alive. He starts to see that. And it's after the kiss, when Lucy kisses him. What was that? And he looks up, and for the first time in a very long time, he's seeing clearly. And where did all those stars come from? And then he questions himself, says, Carlton, you are drunk, aren't you? I can't recall a night so clear. He can't remember it, right? So this is why I agree, Hannah, Sydney is deeply human. We're all deeply human, right? And I think we can all find some part of ourselves in Sydney, that journey, that questioning, that how do I overcome, knowing that there is something greater than the thing you're going through. There is something out there. There's something beyond. Even if dreams came true, I might have been a better man. If dreams came true, you might have set me free. Well, guess what? She did. But God is kind. For you, he had a better plan and saved you from the pain of loving me, right? It's all about self. He feels lack of self-worth. It's not about somebody else. There's the old story of, I'm going to diminish myself before somebody else has the chance to do it. It's like, yeah, I know I'm fat. Yeah, I know I'm this. I know. Yeah, I know, blah. And it is the individual trying to save themselves from the pain of having somebody else say that. Improbably, they would not say that. If they were, then you need to move away from those people. So it's Sydney going, well, why should I try? I'm not worth it anyway. But he's thinking it in his head. You know, Eugene O'Neill used to write a lot of plays. I did one called The Great Gut Brown where he wore masks. He had masks on sticks. And when the mask was in front of the actor's face, you were hearing what they would say publicly. The public facade, the things that we, when you're out at a party, you're like, oh, blah, 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 PR, 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 PR. But when they would remove the mask, he wrote the lines that they were actually feeling inside, the truth. And so how often do we put a mask on? I try to remove that. No pun intended. I try to remove that. That's not bird poop, by the way. That's one of my daughters who spilt white paint on my Herman Miller chair. But I don't mind because of my kids. Look at that. Looks like bird poop. Yeah, I try not to have a mask. Obviously, there's going to be situations where, I'm out with somebody and, and I'm not going to just go like, blah, 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 or, let's put it like, I'm not going to share my home address with people, or like here's my, so there are things that I will not, I have a mask on for those things, but I try to be as real as possible. Anyway, is there a character you portray that feels most like you personally? Sydney. I think that's why, redemption, self-abasement, Sydney. Pretty much. I never drank, but so I didn't have that reality. But my father was an alcoholic, so I saw that firsthand. But I think experientially, things that Sydney had gone through, I could identify a lot with that. The other thing too is that Jill and Ron Sharp and Barbara, who were the producers on the show, and Jill obviously wrote it, we worked a lot together. Like once I said, okay, I'm in, was 2004. I'll never forget. I was sitting at the desk in my New York apartment. And I said, I'm in. And then from that moment on, after we did the first couple of readings, we would sit together and do structure and talk about the characters and things like that. Yeah, Natalie is crazy. Natalie's crazy. Out of sight, out of mind. Amazing, amazing performer and a great lady. Wonderful lady. Well, listen, I am going to wind down because we've almost been on for a half hour. I've got another call to make, that one that came in. And I want to leave you guys with this. How real are you in your life? Are we worried? Are you worried that someone's going to judge you for who you are or things that you say? Are you filtering your talents and your abilities because of someone else's potential opinion? I would encourage you to try to peel those off and go, you know what, this is who I am. Obviously, you don't want to be an ass again. But if you're truthful and you're honest with yourself, then you'll be honest with other people. And I encourage you guys to do that because I think by doing so in our world, we can make the world a better place when we're all looking toward the same goal. We're all looking toward the same outcome, hope and survival in a good way. And not just survival like I'm going to make it, I'm going to survive, like survive and thrive. That's why these started, Thrive Thursdays. You can really have everything, everything you want. And you just got to go for it, put it in place, take action. Dreams are dreams, but action is actions. All right, guys, have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Again, I'll be coming to you live from the Turn It Up event in Orlando, Florida, starting next week with some amazing speakers. And my dear coach and mentor, Tim Story, will be there. The incredible Gloria Mayfield Banks. She is the top salesperson in Mary Kay. I mean, massively successful and amazing speaker, motivational person. And Nick Lowry, my buddy Nick Lowry, who all-time leading scorer for the Kansas City Chiefs, who just won the Super Bowl. It's tough for me because I'm from Philly, outside of Philly. So I had the Eagles, but also had the Chiefs. And of course, Craig Doswalt and Ken Walls, which is for those of you who saw some of the stuff last year, it's just crazy. We're in these crazy homes. So go for it, guys. Remember, your destiny is waiting. See you guys later. Have a great weekend.